Hello, everyone. I'm Kennedy.
And I'm Vasilis.
We run Changemaker Z, a student-run initiative that aims to empower, educate, and connect Gen Zers interested in entrepreneurship.
We interview teenagers with impactful projects and create resources to help you change the world. If they can do it, so can you.
On this podcast, we discuss the logistics of creating different types of projects with Gen Zers who have already done it. We will leave our social media and website information in the description.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Gen Zers Rise podcast. You may have noticed that Season 4 has a greater number of episodes than the previous ones. And there is a good reason for that. We're planning to expand the type of episodes by sharing short clips from the best recordings every week and releasing a new episode every 2 weeks. But for now, let's dive into today's episode.
With us in the studio today is Vasundhara Chaudhary from India. Vasundhara is 17 years old and she's the founder of Inspire Dose, a student-led organization that is spreading awareness about mental health issues and providing free self-care journal pages. Today, we are going to be hearing all about Inspire Dose and diving deep into some mental health issues. Vasundhara, welcome to the show. So nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to be here on this show.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get into the Inside Dose logistics, would you like to share with us what inspired you to start your journey as a mental health advocate? The story behind Inspire Dose?
From a young age, I had been inclined towards mental health. When I used to talk to people about mental health, they ignored the conversation and did give it the importance it deserved. This made me realize the stigma attached with mental health. I had faced anxiety issues at different stages of my life, and during the lockdown, my anxiety grew so intense that I had to reach out to professionals for support. I joined therapy sessions, and spirituality was the one factor which helped me to cope up. At that point, I realized how millions of people are in a much worse state than I was in and have no support. This made me determined to do something in this field, and I started Inspire Dose.
That's amazing. How was mental health treated in your family? Was it validated or did they not really take it seriously? So I know you talked about there's a lot of stigma.
It was actually validated, like my parents were supportive, but I sort of have some hesitation in telling them that I'm facing anxiety because I think it was a long story that I have to make them understand. And I actually didn't want to do that. So I didn't actually tell them about my mental health issues. But compared to the society around me, my parents are still well aware of this fact and they are supportive. But yeah, the state of mental health, like people are not accepting it in India especially. So yeah, there's a lot of stigma attached to it.
Well, I actually, in high school, I'm 19 now, guys, if you don't know, I was part of an organization that's a little bit similar to yours. It's called Bring Change to Mind. And we had the same goal. It was just to destigmatize mental health. And it was just a group you can go to and talk about it. And I went because my friends were going, but it actually made me realize, because I never thought, I don't know if you ever felt this way, but for some reason I thought therapy was for people who were like crazy. And I was like, no, like I may get sad sometimes, but I'm not like that, like crazy or whatever, which is not even a good term to use anymore to go to therapy or anything like that. But it helped me open up a little bit. And I started going to BetterHelp this year and I just never told my family. I think my mom saw it on my bank statement. She was like, what's this? But yeah, at least you have like a good enough relationship to kind of talk to your parents about your anxiety.
Personally, I like what you said, Kennedy and Vasundhara as well. Having people talking like sharing, maybe same problems. They could help you to visualize things differently, and in the end, trying to solve problems or to be supported from those people. I was curious, how did you come up with this interesting name for your organization?
I would actually like to thank my mom for suggesting the name Inspire Dose. When I told her that I want to start an initiative for the cause of mental health back in 2020, she came to me and said that the name Inspire Dose is something that you should keep up for the organization. And I, without giving a second thought, as my mother always has been my guiding force, named the initiative Inspire Dose.
So, talking a little bit more about your Inspire Dose and the logistics of it. In the beginning, was this your original intention for Inspire Dose? Like, how did it start off? Was it just like an idea that you had and now it's turned into a nice website and Instagram, or what? Was this always the plan?
Yeah, actually, initially, I just started up with posting stuffs on Instagram. It used to be the motivational stuffs every day. We used to put some insights, affirmations related to mental health. And then I actually realized that I can grow it up and make more impact through it. And I actually added on joint team members from various parts. My juniors joined in, and we started as a platform where we shared journal sheets and free self-care items for people, as well as then we started off with the counseling services. And this actually grew up from a small idea to a bigger platform. So it all just went off with as the time passed.
I really love your initiative. You were so organized since the beginning, and it's something that we cannot say, from many initiatives. Like, even when Changemakers had started, and I wasn't from the first person who joined the team, and I really admire Vasundhara, that you were so organized since the beginning. Moving on to the next question. We have seen on your resources that you are offering a free anxiety test. So I get into that on your website, this Google form. And my question was, what exactly is that and how can it help us? We're going to receive a feedback. How does this work?
It's basically a questionnaire where you are asked questions and you need to introspect and think about your thoughts and emotions. This way, you actually get time and opportunity to have a look at your mental health and understand yourself. Examples of the question include: how often have you been bothered by being so restless that it is hard to sit still over the last 2 weeks? After submitting it, our team connects with you, giving insights about your responses and giving you few tips to improve your present mental state. Actually, anyone, even the one who feels he or she is mentally not fit or is mentally fit, can attempt it to understand more about their thought process.
Okay, I've seen like a lot of similar quizzes out there. So it'll just like kind of give you a range. So is it just, you just have the anxiety resource? There's not any other like quiz questionnaires, maybe like regarding depression or anything like that?
Yeah, we actually started with the anxiety test, and currently our team is actually working on it because we actually take insights from professionals so that there are no mistakes or something wrong goes. So it actually takes a little longer process to connect with the professionals like the counselors and the psychiatrists and get the copies from them and then make it available on our website. So we are actually planning for some new resources, and you guys can stay tuned for it as well.
We will definitely share all the resources in the link description so that everyone can check out both the anxiety test and the page where you can find all the new things coming up for Inspiring Dose. So we have seen that you are like, your team members are like doing different stuff. You have, you are the founder, you have other people doing the content part and things like that. How did you find people to work on your team?
So when I was looking for my team members, I actually looked for people who actually resonated with the cause of mental health, who sort of had connection with it, and the work I was offering them, they were actually passionate about it. So when I first looked for the website designer, so she actually was interested into website designing, and she was actually resonating with the cause of mental health. So whenever I used to choose my team members, I wanted them to be a person who were passionate about their work, because only then it is their passion that is the driving force, and we can't actually force them to work. So yeah, I just needed team members who resonated with the cause of mental health and were passionate with their work. And this helped me to form a team that is actually stronger, and I don't actually have to get back to them. They immediately come up with the stuff that I have offered them to do, and they all do it with like a happy feeling, and they're not actually forced or burdened with it.
Okay, so you're just no, that's so true because you don't have time to be like pressuring people to get their work done and whatnot. You have to have like self-motivated individuals. So I guess that kind of makes sense why it's an all-girl team. Just kidding. Well, I was just wondering, was it your intention to have an all-girls team, or is that just how it kind of panned out?
No, I actually sort of from the starting had the mindset that I look for people who resonated with the cause, because people don't actually work until and unless they resonate with the cause. This is what I feel. And even in my life, I actually took up the projects or did work that resonated with me, because it's only then when like you work with the full potential and with the full passion actually.
That's true, and that's been true for me in my work, because especially like something, that's not school where there's not an exact due date. You don't have to, you're not under that pressure to get it done unless you want to, because there's no due date looming over you to get your projects going. But for Inspired Dose, one of the things that you offer on your website is the free shop, and it's like all these like free printable things that you can do and work on. Did you come up with like all the images by yourself and all the different things in the free shop?
Yeah, actually, we have a team of graphic designing that designs the journal. And I came up with this idea because when I was recovering from anxiety, I was told that journaling helps you to keep yourself fit. And when I started it, I actually felt that journaling every day, even for 10 to 15 minutes, can do wonders. It doesn't have to be a perfect journaling like art journals or bullet journals. You just don't need to buy the best journals in the market. It's just that you need to have a notebook and you just write out everything you have in your mind, things that are bothering you, your emotions, your to-do list, plans, etc. So on our free shop, our graphic designers have designed journal sheets for different purposes like gratitude journal, self-care journal, etc. You just need to visit our website, download the journal, get them printed, and start your journey of journaling, which will for sure have a positive impact on your mental health. Soon we'll be including more resources like motivational posters and templates there.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I also checked out all these resources and I find this quite interesting. And the fact that you have a dedicated graphics designing team only for that purpose is also important. This shows the importance of what you're doing. And this is so amazing. Your YouTube channel features some insights and key takeaways from iconic self-help books such as The Subtle Art of Not Giving and F by Mark Manson and Atomic Habits by James Clear. Have you implemented anything you learned from the books into your own life?
Actually, I love reading books, especially from the genre of self-help. So I have a lot of books on my shelf related to this. So the book by Mark Manson, that is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, it is actually a very great book, and it's not like the other self-help books. It actually talks that what exactly the truth is, like brutal truth, and there are no imaginations. It actually talks that you don't have to give attention to each and everything out there. You don't have to give a F about everything in your life. You just need to focus on the things that actually matter, because only then you can have your mental health and mental peace. And Atomic Habits is another very great book. It is actually a step-by-step guide to build great habits, whether it be exercising, journaling, or any good habit you want to make part of your daily schedule. So I would suggest that self-help books are something that you should keep reading throughout your life, because they actually give you various insights about the changes you can bring in your life. And they actually, one way or the other, help you to keep yourself mentally fit. So I would even suggest those who don't have the habit of reading and don't actually want to start with reading fiction books or novels, they should at least start with reading one page of a self-help book every day. And this can actually help them developing the habit of reading. And I would suggest them to start with the book of Atomic Habits, because that will actually help them to make reading their habit.
Yes, so I'm not a reader, and I'll just say this. I used to be a reader.
I'm not a reader as well.
But here's the thing. Don't let it stop you. Don't be like, I need to start my reading habit and I'm not going to start. I'm going to actually read. No, dude, just get the audiobook. If you just do the audiobook. And even because the audiobook, there's a version, I literally listened to it on YouTube for free. So if you're like, start with an audiobook if you want to start your reading habit, because I still think it's valuable. I learned a lot from Atomic Habits. So yeah, that's a really good book.
We're on the same page here, Kennedy. I have the same issue. Maybe for me it's just start listening to a podcast and transition to an audiobook and then maybe to a real book. Maybe that's for me. That I don't know if that works for everyone.
I don't know. Yeah. People always talk about reading books kind of like or maybe people see audiobooks as less than or a little bit than reading books, but I don't really see it that way, because it's either I'm listening to it or I'm just not reading it at all. So most of the time. But yeah,
there's some people that they want, to feel the pages turning.
Yeah.
Other people have also replaced that with digital books. But in every case, I think that you're taking part of knowledge and you're processing that into your mind so that you can be, change your habits, become a better person, learn something here. Also, on your website, Vasundhara, you are mentioning a smart city model. What is your smart city model for you?
When I was in my school, I was part of the Eco Club, and I represented my school team and won the Green Champion Award by Scandian Electrics India for the smart city model that I made. We basically focused on creating a smart city that was focusing on sustainable development and not on development at the cost of environment, by bringing into environment-friendly alternatives. If I talk in detail, we focused on ideas like use of wind energy with the help of windmills for energy production, solar energy to light up street lights, waste management using landfills, recycling plastics and using them to make roads, rainwater harvesting systems to be part of each locality, dustbins to be present at every corner of the city with 3 different colors to segregate waste, using electric CNG vehicles for public transport and carpooling as the alternative, having green zones in locality, and more such ideas were included. And I'm really happy to know that some of these initiatives have been actually started in India, and we have in our metropolitan cities like Bangalore, roads being developed with the help of plastics as well.
This is huge. Thank you so much for sharing these insights. We're from different countries. I'm from Greece, living in France. Ken is from United States, living in the United States. So sometimes even if we're connected with so many people through internet, we can't really know, the habits of a country, how they are, going against an international problem. even if this is called environmental problem or it's called, hunger problem, whatever.
Now, I want to know, for one of our final questions with you today, do you have any upcoming projects for Inspire Dose?
We recently made an announcement on the occasion of World Mental Health Day that was celebrated on 10th October. Inspire Dose, along with two other organizations, Monatwa Nirvarkana and Yours Mindfully, will be launching a platform named Therapy Junction. It's your one-stop shop for pro bono therapy sessions. This platform is tailor-made for Gen Z who struggles to access mental health support because they cannot afford it, and we actually want to bridge the gap. Inspiredos was actually already providing free counseling sessions, but we wanted to take this initiative to next level. So we collaborated with two other like-minded organizations to bring in more professionals to volunteer and make a bigger impact. We are also looking up to launch the free shop project in offline mode and distribute those printouts in schools, colleges, and offices so that people don't actually have to download them and get them printed, and they get it easily in the printed version.
We're wishing you all the best, and we hope that you will achieve all your goals. I really like the idea of having the offline free shop project out there to the world, and I hope that you have all the funding and resources that you need so that you can achieve that. So, well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks everyone for joining today and reaching the end. We would love to hear your point of view in the review below. Thank you so much for being with us today on Vasundhara.
Thank you for having me on the platform. It was great connecting with both of you.
Thank you. So new episodes are coming out every single week, or you can find the previous ones every streaming platform via the Changemakers app as well. It's everywhere. You can just type Zender's Rise and it's up onto your mobile phone, computer. But until next time, do not forget to change the world. Bye!
Thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed our conversation. We had such a great time. Make sure to leave us a review. If you want more Changemakers content, you can follow us on Instagram at Gen Zers to Rise and on Facebook at ChangemakersZ.